So now that we have the line work separated, we can create the corridor. So I'm going to go to corridors, create corridor, and I'm going to call this, call it L1 corridor. Now you want to make sure that you use the L1 alignment, or the main, basically alignment. The other thing that you want to make sure of is that this vertical alignment, or this horizontal alignment, has a whole bunch of vertical alignments. So you want to pick kind of one of the main ones that runs the entire length of the alignment. Otherwise, it'll stop your corridor at just a portion of the alignment. So I'm just going to use this eastbound PR, which is fine because we're actually using the surface to drive our actual corridor. So in here, I'm going to pick the original ground. I'm going to pick triangles as my original ground. Now, you can also come in here and define some materials. So the native materials, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to native materials, I'm going to click new, and under materials here, under earthen, I'm going to create a new earthen material that is going to be on-site soils. Okay, so by doing this, what I'm going to do over here is I can account for my shrinkage and my bulkage. I can also choose the soil properties to say that, maybe only 75% of this on-site material is usable for fill. All right, and you can also put a cost in if you wanted to, and then we can assign a color to that. So I'm going to click close here, and then the same thing. Go select that, and then for the fill material, I can create a new one as well, and that material can be material that is brought in. So what I can do here is I can either do a new material where I can say, soils, or I can create an earthen material up here that is a new material as well, that again I can use topsoil or ordinary soils. Set my soil properties 100% is usable, and that what's its shrinkage and bulkage. So here maybe I just choose a different color for that one, and this one is going to be off-site soils. All right, so off-site borrow. So basically whatever on-site soils it can't use, if you're in deficit, it's going to tell you need this much off-site. All right, so again, I'm going to put a shrinkage and bulkage in there, and we'll close that. So that's my offsite borrow. And then for the reference lines, I'm going to come down here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to select by layer, and I'm going to choose the subbase and the top. And I'm going to click close. We'll add those. Click close here, and then my reference surface will be my main existing ground. All right, so I'm going to pick the existing ground as a reference surface, and then I'm going to click OK. So it's going to ask me for beginning, so I can come down and choose the beginning stationing, which I can just snap to here. So 650/50. New definition, we'll give it a surface name. I'm going to click insert, and then I will use the surface instruction type. Notice here it's got all the nodes for my left lanes and so on. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a template using that L1 triangles, and you can tell it, I want to add them at station vertices. I'll leave that one off. I'm not going to limit the extents. We'll leave it the way it is. And the material in this case is going to be finish. I'm going to go ahead and click on add, and that's going to add that cross-section template of our our finished ground. And as you can see here, as we scroll through, we're getting the cut and fills and the soils. In this case, it's fill, so on and so forth. Okay, so we'll come back. I'm going to come back to this. That's just building that corridor. So the next, kind of just getting the first part of it set up. What I'm going to do next, I'm going to come in, I'm going to add in for the, the subgrade that I'm going to extract out in my cut and fills, and then I'll make that a material as well. And then I'll also show you how to drop in a null template. So in this case here, we don't want to account for the material in here. We want to, because that's the bridge. So if I was to double click here, pick here, I can see that that's, basically just the bridge section itself. Okay, so we can remove that in this area. So I'll show you that in the next video.